Welcome you all. Myself Mandu MK, lecturer in Government Polytechnic Diploma in Commercial Practice. My subject Income Tax Practice 6th semester. Subject code 15 CP 62T. Now we are in Unit 4. According to syllabus, Unit 4 Profits and Gains from Business and Profession. We have already completed 3 units. And we are in the 4th unit, and also we are taking the 7th session or 7th lesson. According to syllabus, meaning and definition of business, profession, vacation, expenses expressly allowed, allowable losses, expenses expressly disallowed, expenses allowed on payment basis, problems on business relating to proprietary concerns only. Now, we are already completed these terminologies. Now, Unit 4, Session 7, Income Tax Practice, Subject Code 15 CP 62T. Under Section 29, Computation of Income from Business or a Profession, Problems and Solutions. Now, we have already solved only questions on profit and loss account. Today we have to discuss about trading and profit and loss account. Increase or decrease in the opening stock and closing stock, and purchases include purchase belongs to this year, next year or a previous year. Like such questions we have to solve today. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 29 ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾನಿ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲೆಕ್ಕಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಿಡಿಸಿರುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಈಗ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾನಿ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಾಗೂ ಆರಂಭದ ಸಿಲ್ಕು ಕೊನೆಯ ಸಿಲ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಆದಾಗ ಆಗತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ 1562T. ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. ಘಟಕ 4 ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು. ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ will be able to understand the meaning of business and profession, identify the incomes chargeable under the head business and profession, learn the process of calculating the net income taxable in case of business or a profession, identify the expenses expressly allowed while calculating the net income, identify the expenses expressly disallowed, identify the expenses and losses allowed while calculating the net income, explain the meaning of certain keywords. ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಘಟಕದ ಧ್ಯೇಯೋದ್ದೇಶಗಳು. ಘಟಕ 4 ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು. ಈ ಘಟಕದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಈ ಘಟಕವನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು, ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಎಂಬ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧಿಸಬಹುದಾದ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು, ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರಿಗೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡುವ ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಯಲು, ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಅನುಮತಿಸಲಾದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು, ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಅನುಮತಿಸದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು, ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅನುಮತಿಸಲಾದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು, ಕೆಲವು ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಗಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪದಗಳ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ವಿವರಿಸಲು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಧ್ಯೇಯೋದ್ದೇಶಗಳ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಈ ಪಾಠವನ್ನು ಮನನವಾಗಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Introduction. As we know that person's income can be divided under 5 heads like income from salary, income from house property, income from capital gains, income from other sources, and income from profits and gains of business or a profession. Out of these 5 heads, profits and gains of business or profession are most important and largest head. The income from business to which a person is chargeable under this head represents not the gross receipts from the business but the profits and gains derived from there. For instance, in the case of businessmen, the gross sale proceeds would not be the basis for levying tax, but it is net profit or the profit or gain as determined in accordance with section 28 to 44 DB. ಮುನ್ನುಡಿ ಘಟಕ 4 ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳ ಮುನ್ನುಡಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಸಂಬಳದಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯ, ಮನೆಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯ, ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಲಾಭಗಳಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯ, ಇತರ ಮೂಲಗಳಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಲಾಭಗಳಂತಹ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯಗಳೆಂದು 5 ಮುಖ್ಯ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಬಹುದು ಎಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ. ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಮತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದ್ದು, ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯು ವಿಧಿಸಬಹುದಾದ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯವು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಒಟ್ಟು ರಸೀದಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಡೆದ ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಭಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲಾಭಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಯ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮಾರಾಟದ ಆದಾಯವು ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿಧಿಸಲು ಆಧಾರವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ನಿವ್ವಳ ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಕಾನೂನು 1961 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 28 ರಿಂದ 44 DB ವಿಭಾಗಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ಗಳಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. The chargeability to tax under section 28 is based primarily upon the condition that the assessee must have carried on a business or a profession at any time during the accounting year, though not necessarily throughout the accounting year. There are 2 parts of this head. One is business and second is profession. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 28 ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿಧಿಸುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪರಿಶೋಧಕ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್, ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪರಿಶೋಧಕ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಷರತ್ತಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಧಾರಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ವೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ 12 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, 12 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದರೂ ತಿಂಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿ ತನ್ನ ವ್ಯವಹಾರವನ್ನು ಮೊಟಕುಗೊಳಿಸಿರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಷದ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಭಾಗಗಳಿವೆ. ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಎರಡನೆಯದು ವೃತ್ತಿ. ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಓವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್, ಲಾಭಗಳು ವೆಚ್ಚಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಆದಾಯ. ಲಾಭಗಳೆಂದರೇನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನೂನುಬದ್ಧವಾದ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಅನ್ವಯ ವಿಧಿಸಬಹುದಾದಂತಹ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿತಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಉಳಿತಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೊಬಲಿಗೆ ಲಾಭಗಳೆಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಗೇನ್ಸ್, ಎನಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್, ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಸಂಗಿಕ ಆದಾಯ. As the rules for the assessment of business, profession or vocation are the same, there is no importance of making any distinction between them for income tax purpose. ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನದ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವುಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 28 ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ till date we have studied section 28 basis of charges, rules and regulations given in the session 1, 29 in the session 2, how to computation of income from business or a profession we have studied in the session 2, and in section 30 expenses in respect of business premises we have discussed in session 2 and 3 continuously, and section 31 revenue expenditure on plant and machinery, it is also discussed in the session 2 and 3. Depreciation also we have completed. Now according to this discussion we have prepared one format for the computation of income under the head of profits and gains from business for or profession, PGBP. It is simply called as a PGBP. First we have to see the profit and loss account. In the profit and loss account the balance of profit is there. Net profit as per profit and loss account or balance as per income and expenditure account. We have to consider the profit as per profit and loss account. Add expenses expressly disallowed but debited to P&L account. Expenses expressly disallowed but debited to P&L account. Expenses not allowed but debited to P&L account. Expenses or receipts taxable under this head but not credited to P&L account. Capital expenses debited to P&L account. Personal expenses debited to P&L account. Expenses in excess of the allowed amount debited to P&L account. Losses not allowed but debited to P&L account. Expenses not relating to the previous year but debited to P&L account. Expenses not relating to the previous year but debited to P&L account. Undervaluation of closing stock or overvaluation of opening stock. We have studied in detail all the heads. Now we'll get total income. After getting the total income, according to income tax rules, we have to deduct the following expenses and incomes less. Expenses expressly allowed but not debited to P&L account. Expenses relating to the previous year but not debited to P&L account. Losses allowed but not debited to P&L account. Incomes or receipts not taxable under this head but credited to P&L account. Capital receipts credited to P&L account. Incomes or receipts taxable under the head but credited to P&L account. Overvaluation of closing stock or undervaluation of opening stock. Profits, now we'll finally get profits taxable under the head income from business or a profession. This we have to keep in mind. This is the simple format. According to this format we have to solve the question and answers. Now see the question here. Problem number 8 from the trading and profit and loss account. For the relevant assessment year, compute taxable income from business as per income tax 1961 of Sri Madhav Rao. Mr. Madhav Rao have furnished. He is a trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. He in the particular debit side to opening stock, purchases, freight, gross profit, to salaries and wages, rent and taxes, household expenses. To income tax, it is not eligible. Income tax, it is a expressly disallowed expenses. Postage donations comes under different head, but it is not allowed under this head. LIC is a personal expenses. It is also not allowed. Audit fees, RDD. RDD means reserve for doubtful debt. It is also disallowable expenses. Miscellaneous expenses, bad debts, depreciation, we have to charge according to section 32 depreciation separately. Now, net profit 11 lakh 51,000, total 14 lakh 18,000. Come to the credit side, sales 52 lakh, by closing stock 8,000, gross profit 13 lakh 50,000, dividends 20,000, rent of LOP, let out property. LOP means let out property. In this way, the trading and profit and loss account is given. There are other information provided by Mr. Madhav Rao. Opening stock has been overvalued by 1 lakh. Overvaluation. Opening stock is a overvaluation. And closing stock is a undervaluation. Closing stock is a undervaluation. Undervaluation by 50,000. Here we have to take these to consideration. Automatically our profit will be increased. Purchase include 50,000 advance to suppliers in March 2021 against goods to be delivered in April 2021. Automatically in the financial year 2020-21 the profit is decreased by 50,000. Now we have to increase and add this item in the net profit. We will see in the solution. Rent and taxes include 18,000 being municipal taxes paid for the building on let out property. In the item debit side, rent and taxes is given. Out of the total expenses debited, out of that 18,000 belongs to the municipal taxes paid. Hence, this is a disallowable expenses. Disallowable means expenses include other heads. Now we have to add this one. Automatically our profit may be increased. The LIC is for rupees 1,50,000. Donation paid to the PMRF. PMRF. Miscellaneous expenses include 4,000 being the purchase of books for the employment. Depreciation permissible as per is rupees 4,000. Now we have to see one by one. Computation of taxable income of Sri Madhav Rao for the previous year 2020-21 and assessment year 2021-22. Sources of income amount rupees. First title, income from profits and gains of business or a profession. Net profit as per P&L account 11 lakh 50,000. Now we have to add overvaluation of opening stock 1 lakh rupees, add undervaluation of closing stock rupees 50,000, add purchases being next year, purchase being next year 50,000. Total 2 lakh rupees should be added. 2 lakh rupees we have to taken from the trading and profit and loss account 2 lakh rupees. Add in the inadmissible expenses or disallowed expenses, whatever given in the profit and loss account. Rent and taxes include municipal taxes paid on ELOP 18,000, household expenses 24,000, income tax 6,000, donation 5,000, LIC premium 18,000, RDD 6,800. Miscellaneous expenses include purchase of a books 4,000, depreciation 5,000, total 86,800. Out of that 14 lakh 37,800. Income related to other head or exempted income. Dividends 20,000, rent of LOP 48,000, 68,000 should be deducted because these two incomes related to the other head. Now we'll get 13 lakh 69,800. According to depreciation rules under section 32, the chargeable depreciation given in the sum, it is 4,000. It is directly given. We have to take whatever amount given in the sum. Finally, we will get income from business or a profession. Income from business or a profession, that is 13 lakh 65,800. Now, here other information is also given. We have to see other information. Income from house property. This is the second head or it is the second title. Rent of LOP 48,000, less municipal taxes paid 13,000. Finally, we will get net 30,000. Then less standard deduction under section 24A 30% on net annual value, that is on 30,000 30% means 9,000. Finally we'll get income from house property 21,000. Income from other sources, dividend, it is a exempted income. Now 13,86,000. Deduction under chapter 6A. Now LIC, ATC 50, we have to take 15,000 because in the question it is given 18,000, but the LIC premium is only 1,50,000. We have to take 10% of that, not more than that. We have to take only 10% of the LIC premium, LIC policy, that is 15,000. Now ATZ donations 5,000, total 20,000 should be deducted. The taxable income is 13,66,800. In this way, we can compute the problems and answers in the examination. Next, one more question. From the trading and profit and loss account for the relevant assessment year, compute taxable income from business as per income tax 1961 of Mr. Gopal Rao. Trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2021. Here also trading and profit and loss account is given. Opening stock, purchases, gross profit, then salaries, wages, office expenses, depreciation we have to charge separately, sale tax, legal expenses, income tax, it is a disallowable expenses, expenses on acquisition of patent rights, we have to see it is also a capital expenditure, donation 4,000, repairs 12,000, PDD, provision for doubtful debt, disallowable expenses, general expenses 24,000, net profit 88,000. Now sales 20,38,000, closing stock, gross profit, dividends, rent of LOP, bad debts recovered 20,000. Now we have to see the other income. Opening stock has been overvalued at cost plus 10% basis, and closing stock undervalued at cost less 10% basis. Salaries include rupees 12,000 paid to cook employed at home. It is a personal expenses. Depreciation includes 6,000 being unabsorbed depreciation of earlier year. Legal expenses include 2,000 paid to the lawyer in connection with the personal case. General expenses included 8,000 as a contribution to trust. Out of bad debts recovered, only 8,000 were allowed as a deduction earlier. Now we have to solve this. Working note. Calculation of overvaluation of opening stock is added to net profit. Opening stock valued at cost plus 10% basis means 13,200. The base price is 100, overvaluation is 110. The base price is 132. 100, 110. Then the base price is 132 into 100, 1,20,000. Overvaluation 1,30,000 minus 1,20,000, 12,000. It is not computation of taxable income from the business of Sri Gopal Rao for the assessment year 2021-22, previous year 2020-21. Sources of income. Amount rupees. Income from business or a profession. Net profit as per profit and loss account 88,000. Add overvaluation of opening stock 12,000. Add undervaluation of opening stock 12,000. Now how it will appear, we'll see in our working note. See the working note. Calculation of overvaluation of opening stock is added to net profit. Opening stock valued at cost plus 10% basis. It is given in the sum. See here, cost plus 10%. In the sum, the opening stock is given 1,32,000. 1,32,000. Now, here we have to compute the base price. The base price is equal to 100. Overvaluation price is 110, one assumption. Then the base price is 1,32,000. Then the cost price is how much? That is 1,32,000 into 100 into 110. It is 1,20,000. Actual value of the stock is 1,20,000, but it is increased 10%. 1,20,000, 10% means 12,000. Now it is given in the sum 1,32,000. 1,32,000. Hence the overvaluation price is 1,32,000 minus 1,20,000, 12,000. Or one more rule, 10% of 1,20,000. 12,000 we have to take. The 12,000 you have to take. Now the value 12,000 appears in this way. Similarly, closing stock. Calculation of undervaluation of closing stock is added to net profit. Closing is valued at cost less 10% basis. Means rupees 1,44,000 is given. Then the base price 100. The undervaluation is 90 rupees. When the base is 100, the undervaluation is 90 rupees. Then the base price is 1,44,000 is again ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How to calculate? 1,44,000 into 100 divided by 90, it comes to 1,60,000. 1,60,000. Undervaluation is 1,60,000 minus 1,44,000. 16,000 is the answer. Or 10% on cost, 10% on means 16,000. Now we have received these two information by working note. 16,000. Add expenses exclusively inadmissible. Salaries include personal expenses 12,000, depreciation, unabsorbed depreciation 6,000, legal expenses include personal expenses 2,000, income tax 14,000, expenses on acquisition of patent right, capital expenditure 24,000, donation comes under different head 4,000, provision for doubtful debts not eligible 6,000, general expenses include contribution to trust 8,000, total 1,04,000. Total 1,04,000. Then our income is 1,92,000. Proceed to the next part. Less incomes related to other heads and exempted income. Dividend 12,000, rent of LOP 18,000, bad debts recovered 12,000. Bad debts recovered. Here in the question it is given 20,000, but 8,000 is not allowed. Only we have to take 12,000 is a that income you have to take. Bad debts recovered 12,000, 42,000. Now we'll discuss about that 12,000. In the sum, bad debts recovered is 20,000. It is a income. Out of that, 8,000. Out of bad debts recovered, 8,000 were allowed as a deduction earlier. Out of that, 8,000 is allowed in the previous year. Means that is a business losses. Out, it is completely bad debts. The 8,000 is a business income. 12,000 is a not a business income, not allowed. Hence, we have taken that 12,000 here. 12,000 rupees will take. Now 42,000. Income from business or a profession 1,50,000. Income from house property, rent from house property 18,000 less 30% standard deduction 5,400. 5,400. Here municipal taxes are not given 12,006. Income from other sources, dividend is completely exempted. Any dividend received from Indian company, it is 100% exempted. Total taxable income from all sources 1,62,600. In this way, we have calculate the income from business or a taxable income from business and profession. Now, in these two questions, what are the most important point? Under these two questions, overvaluation or undervaluation of opening stock is given. Opening stock is given. When such information is given, how to compute, you have to explain. Now, for further reference, refer the books, textbook, Singhania and Singhania, Taxman Income Tax, Singhania Direct Taxes, Singhania and Singhania Income Tax Key. That is only questions and answers available in this book. If you want, you can purchase and see for further knowledge. Thanking you, myself, Mandu MK, lecturer in CP 113, Government Polytechnic, Belagavi, cell number 948027544. Now, if you view this video, if you like it, press the button like key and subscribe my channel, and any suggestions or comments you can give your free open comments in my YouTube channel. Thank you one and all. We'll in the next session we have to continue income from profession, that is income from medical practitioner, like different we have to discuss in the 8th, 9th and 10th session. Thank you.